Hey guys, Eric or Isaiah53 here, and today I got a friend with me.
Hey guys, this is Tracy from GamersAndTechies.
And today we're going to be talking about Xbox and a couple of things going around with the Xbox, such as is the Xbox dead, and the Xbox One upgrades, and what Phil Spencer's been talking about. And we got some generic gameplay in the background for you guys just while we talk about this topic. But first, I'll go ahead and start us off. And Tracy, is the Xbox dead, or is Microsoft going to kill it off?
I don't think it's dead. I do think Microsoft is making changes to what games they're going to be putting out or the direction that they want to go as far as the crossplay between Windows 10 and the Xbox. As you know, Eric, that they are trying to merge everything together. And I think that's what they're doing. They're pretty much cutting out studios that they feel aren't going to be as compatible with their vision of where they want the Xbox to be going in.
Right, and you talked about the studios and cutting out studios, and the reason why this rumor's been going around that, Microsoft is trying to kill the Xbox is because, they just shut down 8 studios, and Lionhead, the developers of Fable, being the biggest name out of those studios, and, a lot of people are scared about that, and then on top of that, they just came out and was talking about how a lot of the Xbox exclusives are now going to be available on PC, and a lot of people are like, well, what's the point of an Xbox at this point if a PC running Windows 10 can play any Xbox game and your Xbox One controllers are compatible with the PC and the 360 controller is compatible with the PC, then what's the point of even having an Xbox One? But, somebody took to Twitter and asked, Phil Spencer directly. They're like, hey, please tell us that, promise us that the Xbox One isn't going away. And he said, I promise. And then he went on to add that, hey, we're proud of the Xbox One, we're proud of our IPs and stuff like that. I think what all this comes down to is, I think Microsoft got smart. They woke up and they realized that all these other development studios were just money pits. They just kept throwing money at it and nothing was coming from it. And there's a presidential race going on right now, and all the candidates are out there and they're tracking their numbers and they're saying, oh, we're doing well in this state but bad in this state. I think Microsoft does the same thing, or Xbox does the same thing with gamers. Gamers like these types of games and don't like these games, or they like this style and not that style, and that causes them to realize, hey, we don't need to be putting money into this studio or to that studio. We need to cut our losses, take our money back, and start investing into other IPs, into other different avenues to help the Xbox continue to grow. That's what I think's happening.
Yeah, and the Xbox needs to grow, and I think Microsoft is just really trying to evaluate what can they do to increase their sales and increase the Xbox into more homes. And with the integration with Windows PC and the Xbox One, I think that they should be able to push their products into more homes and just become more of a...
Okay, more of a something.
Yeah.
No, I
more of a dominant name in the household.
I get where you're going. Yeah, I get where you're going with that. And one thing that I like about Phil Spencer is that when someone's being honest is whenever they can say something negative about themselves or their product that they're representing. And Phil Spencer has been very open. He's come out and he's like, look, PS4 is doing really well. They're they're well ahead of us in sales. And I mean, this was months ago when they said that. But, he was like, I don't know if it's even possible for Xbox to catch PlayStation at this point. And these are his words. He said, but, we're not focusing on competing with PlayStation. We're focusing on giving our Xbox fans the best experience possible. And that was both a positive and negative at the same time. And, that's what I really appreciate about him is that, he'll call it how it is. And so if he comes out and he says they're not killing Xbox, I believe him when he says it. Plus, not to mention, you got to think about the ramifications this would have. If let's say they woke up tomorrow and say, hey guys, we're sorry, but we're no longer supporting the Xbox platform. All Xbox games are now only playable on PC, and we're only supporting PC. And if they came out and said that, number one, everybody who actually bought an Xbox One, you, myself included, that we would feel betrayed by that, and I know I would. I know I would feel betrayed by that, and I would think that would be horrible. Tracy's over here saying he wouldn't feel betrayed by it, but I would feel betrayed by it, and I would think that would be horrible. But furthermore, what does that say about Microsoft as a company? It says, they'll get behind the product temporarily, but if it's not making them the money that they want to make, they're going to back out and say, forget the fans. That's the message that would send. And even if it doesn't send it to you individually, that's how other people are going to take it. And so, anyway, what I'm saying is just they're not going to do that. They're not killing the Xbox. They're going to continue to support the Xbox. And like you said, they're going to try to get more consoles sold in the house. But let's go ahead and stop with that topic and transition into the Xbox One upgrades. So what do you think about it? How do you feel about it? Do you think they're going to do it, et cetera, et cetera? Go.
I think if any console manufacturer would allow their consoles to be upgraded, it's a good thing and a bad thing. As far as Microsoft, I don't see them doing that. Maybe in the far distance, but as of right now, I don't see them doing that because it's almost like they would be competing with themselves. And at this point, if you're able to upgrade a console, then why not just get a PC? Xbox when they first came out was what, $399, $499?
Well, yeah, it was $499.
And I mean, even at that price point, you could probably build a pretty decent PC that can run games. And really, I mean, at that point, if you're upgrading the RAM or anything like that, then most people would just go for a PC. People love consoles because they're easy. Don't have to really worry about anything. You plug it up, push play, grab a controller, and you're playing whatever game you want.
Right.
But in regards to the Xbox One being upgraded, I read a little bit about it, and then I also found another article where there was some clarifications made as far as what he actually meant as far as the Xbox being upgraded. It's not necessarily upgrading the individual pieces within the system, but just from what I've read and just some of the comments, it looks more or less like maybe there will be a quicker refresh on the consoles as technology increases versus right now what they refresh every maybe 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So maybe every 2 years there'll be a refresh of the system.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying about that. Like, okay, so backing up a little bit. Initially, so Phil Spencer came out and he made comments about how talking about how the Xbox One and consoles in general need to be upgradable if they want to remain relevant, and if the gamers want to have the latest and greatest technology available. And they didn't really clarify that initially, and so you're going to see on the internet and on YouTube all these different videos talking about how they want to upgrade the console, meaning that to me what I took that to mean and what everybody else took that to mean was you might get a console, you take it to GameStop and you say, okay, hey, I need my 6-month hard drive upgrade, or I need my CPU or GPU hardware upgrade. And then GameStop or Best Buy, they're going to sell you the Microsoft certified hard drive, the Microsoft certified CPU or GPU. And then you, the user, would either have to come home and install it yourself like a PC, or maybe they would do it there for you. And initially, that's what I thought that they were going to do. And personally, I like that idea, but that's not where they're going. And because that's not where they're going, I don't need to talk about that anymore, or why I like it, because somebody's like, that's a horrible idea. I think it's a great idea personally. But anyway, that aside, talking about doing the refresh on the consoles faster, the Xbox 360 and the PS3, when they were announced, they were announced as to be a 10-year console. They were, oh hey, this little dog. They were announced to be a 10-year console, and the consoles turned out to last for 10 years. Both the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were still relevant for 10 years. It was actually not until like the 9th year that, next gen, or I should say current gen, came out. And so, and still today, there's still plenty of people playing on their PlayStation 3s and their Xbox 360s. And so, with that being said, those consoles could last 10 years, but the Xbox One and the PS4 cannot last 10 years, and no other console coming after this can last 10 years because technology is changing faster than it's ever changed before. It's growing faster than it's ever grown before, and it's more expandable than it's ever been before. So, in other words, like, if Xbox One and PS4 tried to last 10 years now, they would be irrelevant after 5. And so it does make sense in order to have, newer models come out faster. But the problem that we now get into with that is, okay, if I buy a console today for $350, you're telling me in 24 months you're going to release the next iteration of that console for another $350. And so now I have to, pay another $350 or trade in my current Xbox One, get pennies on the dollar from GameStop. I get like $80 for it, and I have to pay the difference out of pocket. Are you telling me that's what I have to do now? Because I'm not so sure that I like that.
Well, that's one way they could do it, or the other would maybe have some type of trade-in program where you're not necessarily having to pay full price for the upgraded or refreshed console, but maybe pay a fraction of the price when you trade in you send your old system back to Microsoft, or maybe there'll be some type of agreement between the different retailers that Microsoft may have. Hey, if they have the last gen console, they're getting a new one, then the new one will only cost them X amount, right, versus paying another full price for a brand new console.
Right. No, I hear that, and I'm okay with that as long as it's truly a fraction. But if they're gonna say, well, the full price of the console is $350, so you just have to pay $200. $200 is still a lot, especially when 24 months prior. Now, to certain people that might not seem like a lot, for people who might have decent jobs or they're okay with paying for quality. But the average consumer, the 12-year-old kids who are begging their parents for a new console, the soccer moms who don't know anything about electronics going and buying these for their children, they're going to look at that and they're going to say, I just bought you that. I'm not going to sit there and buy you another one. And so that's why it really needs to truly be like a fraction. I'm talking like $100 or less. And so I think if you could upgrade to the next thing every couple of years for $100, I think that would be fair and reasonable, and they should find a way to do that. Personally, that's how I think they should do it. Now, the last question I would have is this. Let's say you don't upgrade, and they keep rolling out these slightly better Xbox Ones, and maybe a little bit better processor, a little bit better hard drive, a little bit better GPU, whatever. It's still an Xbox One, it just has a better internal component, whatever, right? Let's say you don't upgrade, and they keep rolling these out. You don't get the first upgrade. Okay, that's fine. And then the second upgrade comes around, and you don't get that. So now you still have the base model Xbox One, and there are already 2 upgrades past you. What happens to the games at that point? Can you still play those games? Or are you going to be forced to upgrade whether you like it or not? Before you answer, I'll just say this. I think what they should do is, I think they should do it just like PC. Let's say you and I have a PC. Your PC is $3,000, mine is $1,000. Clearly, yours can process more than what mine can. Yours has more power behind it, ideally, for that number, right? So, but we both go to the store and we both buy a game that's compatible with both. What's the difference? The difference is this. There's user settings. You go and you say, okay, I have a $3,000 PC. I can run anything. And so you max everything out. Me, on the other hand, I got a $1,000 PC. I can't run anything. But I still want to play the same game. So now, instead of running at 4K, maybe I'm running at 1080. Or maybe instead of 1080, I'm running at 900 or 720p. Whatever the situation may be. I think that's how they could do it personally. I think they could say, okay, look, if they could implement some software to calculate, like you buy the game, you got the base model, you're 2 upgrades behind. You now put in the you put in the game, and a message comes up and says, hey, because you're 2 upgrades behind, you can still play this game, but instead of being able to play it at 4K or 1080p at 60, you're only going to be able to play it at 900 at 30 or 900 at 60, whatever the situation may be. That's my thought on it. But go ahead, wrap this up. What do you think?
I think the next iteration of the Microsoft gaming system will essentially be a PC. And I think that as far as the software, the games that they make for them are going to be customizable as they are on PC currently. Like you said, right now, when you load up a PC game, and I can change all these different options as far as, how well do I want the graphics to show? Low, medium, high res, ultra. Do I want the additional shadows? Do I want the anti-aliasing? Do I want, super water effects? I can make all those changes on my PC game, whereas currently consoles, you just get whatever they default to. So in this situation, I think essentially the next Xbox will probably just be a PC with probably like mid specs. They'll be locked down, of course, with some type of security. But as you put games in, you'll have those choices. So if you do choose to not upgrade when the next one comes out, hey, you can still play the game. The code will still be there. You just won't be. You just might not, be able to get those super deep shadows in the games or something.
I gotcha. So yes, it's a dumbed down version of the game.
Not necessarily dumbed down, just toned down so that.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Toned down. It's kind of like Destiny came out on 360 and Xbox One. Clearly looks better on Xbox One than it does on 360. 360 can still play it. It just doesn't look as good. It would basically be along those lines. Maybe not to that much of effect, but yeah. But alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Gamers and Techies. I'll have a link to his channel below. And until next time guys, Isaiah out.
Alright, thanks guys.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter, and you can always catch me live streaming games on Twitch. The links will be in the description below. And until next time, this has been another video by Isaiah53. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter, and you can always catch me live streaming games on Twitch. The links will be in the description below. And until next time, this has been another video by Isaiah53. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter, and you can always catch me live streaming games on Twitch. The links will be in the description below. And until next time, this has been another video by Isaiah53.